Welcome back to another video. My name is Jazz. I know that it has been quite a while since I've come to you guys, and I really do want to try to get a little bit better about being a little more consistent. Life is a little crazy right now. So today I am back with, of course, another Loc'd video. In this video, I will be giving you my 3 years Loc'd update. I cannot believe it has been 3 years. It is absolutely crazy. I feel like I started my locks like yesterday. Technically, I am 3 years and 3 months. 3 months late, but better late than never, right? So for this update video, I'm actually going to do a Q&A type format. I got some really great questions from you guys on the post that I posted in the community on YouTube. I'm going to be basing this update video based on those questions that you guys asked me. Before we get into the questions, I do kind of want to give you guys a quick overview of my locks, just some quick stats. Like I said, I am 3 years and 3 months into my lock journey. My hair is 100% DIY, so I have never had a loctician upkeep my hair. A loctician did not start my hair. I started my locks with 2-strand twists. I use interlocking to maintain my hair, and I do use the 2-point rotation. When I did first start my locks, I did start off of natural hair. I did not have a relaxer. I had been natural for like 8 years up at that point that I decided to get locks. I did have a decent amount of hair, like it wasn't down to my waist or anything, but I did have about 12 inches of hair. So let's go ahead and finally get into these questions. I did get a question about my hair routine, how often do I wash, what products I use, and what drying method I use. My hair routine is super simple. I'm a simple girl. I like things to be straightforward and easy. That's one of the reasons that I started my locks. So we can start with my wash routine. I try my best to wash my hair at least once a week. Sometimes I'll get lazy and I'll skip a week, but typically I really want to shoot for 4 times a month. Really, because I am in the gym 4-5 times a week, so obviously that would be kind of gross if I didn't wash my hair at least once a week. I wash my hair anytime from 3 to 4, sometimes maybe 5 times a month. As far as products that I use, that's minimal as well. I only shampoo, I do not condition. So I do use, I believe it's Aunt Jackie's Squeaky Clean. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's the yellow shampoo. Like I said, no conditioner. So I actually do not use oil on my locks or my scalp at all. I know that's probably a pretty unpopular practice. I actually stopped using oil on my hair, and I can 100% tell the difference. It feels lighter. My scalp feels less itchy and less irritated. I have sensitive skin anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you that you should or shouldn't use oil. That's definitely something that, you know, you can make that decision for yourself. But for me personally, I do not use oil in any capacity on my scalp or my hair. Also don't use a whole lot of products either, so no oil. And then I do use a conditioning spray from Oyen Handmade. So they have like this really nice, light, really good smelling conditioner spray that I will spray on my hair every day, every other day, however often I feel like my hair needs like a refresher. Other than that, I don't really use any products. I told y'all, like, it's super simple, super easy, super straightforward. I just want things to be easy for myself. So yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not a whole lot of other products that I use other than that conditioning spray and my shampoo. And yeah, I mean, that's maybe I'm trying to think, maybe an occasional mousse, like when I'm doing like a twist out or a braid out or something. I might use that for more hold for my styles. Other than that, y'all, I really don't use any products on my hair. Okay, and this is a good one. What is my drying method? So the drying method that I used to use for like a while, for probably the first 2.5 years of my lock journey, I would just let my hair air dry. But as of recently, I have begun to sit under a hair dryer. Since my locks are like more solid it's harder for them to air dry. So I towel dry it, and then I might kind of walk around my house, do some chores, do some cooking, whatever I need to do. I'll probably will let it air dry for maybe 45 minutes tops. Then I will dry it under the dryer for the rest of the time for it to get dry, which is typically somewhere between maybe an hour and a half tops. I just use the hand dryer, and then I get the attachment so that you can have like almost like a hooded hair dryer type situation. I really can't explain it very well, so I will attach a picture for an example of what I use to dry my hair. But yes, I used to do air drying for my drying method, and now I no longer do that because it just takes too long. All right, next question. How long did it take for your locks to drop? Ooh, girl. Now this will vary person to person. I don't want y'all to hear my answer and let that deter you guys from starting locks if you haven't started locks yet and you're watching this. But to be really honest, it took me over 2 years for my locks to drop. It took forever for them to mature. I had to deal with a lot of shrinkage, and I would say probably after 2 years and some change, 2 years and some months. I can't really remember the exact month that it dropped, but I know for sure it was after my 2-year mark. So it took me a while. I was definitely impatient. I was definitely tired of the shrinkage. At the same time, guys, like the journey goes by so fast. So 2 years sounds like a lot, but once you start your journey, then for me anyway, I will say, personally for me, it went by super fast, and your locks will drop before you know it. Again, even though I know that 2 years sounds like a long time. What was your go-to starter lock style? That is a great question. So, that's a really good question because I had a couple different go-tos. But one thing that I always did was I always had my hair in either a braid out or a twist out. Like I rarely ever kind of let my hair, my locks just do what it would do naturally. Always feel the need to have to stretch out my hair, which that's something that I also struggled with when I was like a loose natural, like before I had locks. I really struggled with just being able to wear my hair in a wash and go because I just didn't feel comfortable with the amount of shrinkage I had. Looking back, I wish I would have embraced doing wash and goes more, but you live and you learn. And in the beginning of my lock journey, I still had the same issue where I just always felt like I needed to lean on a braid out or a twist out or some type of stretch style. And especially like during that really awkward phase at the beginning, your locks, especially like when you do really small locks like I had, it's still really similar to just having, you know, your loose natural hair. But as your locks start to form, you go through that awkward stage. I don't want to call it an ugly stage, but it's definitely an awkward stage where like your hair is just sticking up every which way, and it was just like I was really struggling with it. So it was just easier for me to do a braid out or a twist out. And then from there, I would kind of like wear my hair in like different cute styles like this. Like 2 high ponytails is still to this day, as you can see, one of my go-to styles. I would wear it half up, half down. All right, next question. My biggest challenges so far. You guys were asking some really great questions on that post. But my biggest challenge so far would probably be like what I just talked about, that awkward stage of having locks. It really was difficult for me to style my hair and feel comfortable with my hair just because it was so unpredictable during that stage. Some parts of my hair were locking faster than others. It would just stick up everywhere. It was just really unruly and unpredictable day to day. So really trying to feel confident in that stage and learning how to style it so that it would look best and I would feel comfortable with whatever particular style I chose. That was definitely the biggest challenge for sure. Okay. Next question, biggest perk of having locks. The biggest perk of having locks, I would say specifically mature locks, because I know what my hair is gonna do one day to the next, is having that unpredictability. I think that's a word, right? That unpredictability piece is now gone. So I can literally just wake up and go. Like literally, if I want to do something cute to my hair, I can. If I want to do a braid out, if I want to do a twist out, I can do that. But I don't have to, and I can just unwrap my hair in the morning and shake it out and go. So I think the day-to-day styling or a lack thereof that I have to do and I still feel like my hair looks really good is definitely the biggest perk. And I would also say, because I'm a gym girly, so I go to the gym and I sweat in my scalp a lot. So when I was a loose natural, I really struggled because of that, because I would go to the gym and I would sweat in my scalp so much and I feel like my styles would get ruined. I wasn't really sure how to navigate that. So that issue is now like a non-issue. It's non-existent. So it's a lot easier to style my hair and have my hair looking nice even throughout all my gym sessions. So that's definitely another big perk as well. Do you have a length goal? So I definitely would say that I definitely for sure have a length goal. I would say for me, before I start to consider like trimming my hair or getting a cut, I really want to make it down to like maybe like natural waist length, not hip length, but probably just like waist length. So like maybe like down to here, maybe. That's as of right now, because my hair may get longer and I may feel like it's too much. It may get down to here and I might feel like it's too much. So that's my goal as of right now. But kind of knowing me, and I know that it's gonna get like heavier, and it's gonna take longer to dry. It's gonna be a little bit more of a task to style it and things of that nature as it gets longer. So, you know, like I said, it might get down to like here and I'd be like, all right, that's a wrap, time to get a cut. But yeah, as of right now, that's my current length goal. Okay, this one is a really good one. So is there anything that you would do differently in how you started your locks? And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. It's not necessarily like a regret or anything like that, but if I could go back, I would definitely make my locks bigger. So I started with the intention of like having micro locks, and I guess you can kind of still consider these micro locks. I've combined some of my locks, so I kind of feel like now they're just small locks. They're not quite micro locks, I feel like, anymore. I don't know, what do you guys think? But I feel like mine are just small. But when I first started, I was really adamant, like, oh, I want micro locks. I want them super tiny, I want them super small, like that is what I wanted. As I have gone along my lock journey, I kind of feel myself wishing that I would have had larger locks. Like I wish I would have started with a more traditional size. Starting to look at pictures of women with like larger locks and just really loving that look. Not that I dislike my hair, I don't at all. I love the size that it is, but I think if I were ever to start my journey over again, I would definitely have like bigger size locks for sure. To piggyback off that, I don't have any regrets. The thing that I regret about how I started my locks, about starting locks at all, I think the only thing that I could say is maybe I would have gotten a trim before I installed my locks, because I did not go get a trim, and I should have. That's probably the closest thing to regret that I would say. My hair kind of grows in layers naturally, but I feel like it also needed a trim. So I probably should have gone and like evened up my hair a little bit, got rid of those like old dead ends. I think that's the closest thing to a regret that I could have. How do you feel about your locks? Will you keep them forever? So I absolutely love my locks. I have, for the most part, no regrets. There's not a whole lot of things that I would do differently. I just feel like I was meant to have locks. It matches my lifestyle. It matches my personality. I feel like I look great in them. And will I keep them forever? That's, I, for the most part, feel like I will keep them forever. I feel like I will always make my way back to locks if I ever did something other than locks. But sometimes I think, would I ever like comb out my hair and kind of play around with my loose natural hair again, try different styles? But I think that that would be temporary. I don't think that I would ever like comb out my hair or cut my hair and never go back to locks. But as of right now, I will say that I probably will always have locks. And if I do ever go back, then it will be temporary. And I will restart my locks, and I will restart them to be like chunky, bigger locks. That's what I foresee for the future. That about covered all the questions that I got. I'm trying to think of anything that was not covered in the questions. So I guess I can go into a little bit about maintenance and interlocking. I can talk about that timeline, that schedule. So it varies a little bit, but I do, like I said earlier, I maintain my hair through interlocking, and I do the 2-point rotation. I do it myself. I'm self-taught, DIY. I learned from YouTube University. And yeah, I do it anywhere from, at minimum, and this is very rare that I will do it this often, but at minimum I do it anywhere between 4 weeks at minimum. Maximum, I think the longest I've pushed it out is like 9 or 10 weeks. 4 weeks super minimum, and that's typically if I have like events that I have coming up and I want my hair to be fresh for those events. Maybe if those events are like a month apart, 5 weeks apart, that's when I'll do those interlocking sessions closer together. But typically I do have a 7 to 8 week gap between interlockings. As my hair has gotten longer, as it's gotten heavier, I'm able to stretch those interlockings for longer. Sometimes I get lazy, and that's when it'll be like 9 or 10 weeks between sessions. So that is my timeline for my interlocking sessions. What else have I not covered? Oh, so sleeping at night. So nighttime routine. I, for the most part, was pretty good about wrapping my hair. So I would either use like a silk scarf, sometimes a bonnet, and I would sleep like that at night. I was doing pretty well as far as that was concerned for a big chunk of my journey. I would say up until recently, honestly. But recently I have been struggling with getting tension headaches. So when I would tie my scarf on tight enough for it to actually stay on all night, I was getting tension headaches. So as of recently, I haven't really been wrapping my hair up just because I've been trying to avoid those headaches. So I've been doing a terrible job at that, about covering my hair up at night. I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and get like a silk or satin pillowcase. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that it has been forever since I uploaded a video. Hopefully I can get just a little bit more consistent. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.